Well, I don't know what this thing is. I think it's a strip show, dance show.
We're there, dude.
Welcome to
DeaconLive.
DeaconLive.
Live.
Well,
Welcome back, guys. On today's show, is it really a great pumpkin, Charlie Brown? And the latest TikTok myth called bone smashing. Also, guess who's not getting the $500,000 reward? And if you have a fire hydrant in your yard, what you can do about it and how it might help you as well. All this and much more will be discussed here on Deacon Live. How are you? How are things? How are things going? Are you doing okay? Are you getting along with everyone? Welcome to Deacon Live. We do this show every podcast. We do the show once a week to get you caught up on the daily news feed and everything that you might have missed throughout your social media feeds. And don't forget, for every podcast we do, we have a matching video as well. You can see me here in the studio waving to you. Hopefully you're waving back to me. And you can like us over on YouTube. Search Deacon Live Podcast. But for all of our social links, our main source of finding out where we are is to go to Prophet Radio, PROPHET Radio, proud sponsors of Deacon Live. And you can find out all the links that links us to you and you to us as well. So how are you? How are things going? Are you doing all right? As you can see, my studio is coming along quite nicely now. You can see all the logos and stuff. Let me move this out of the way. You can see all the logos and stuff of all the other different shows that goes on here in the Prophet Radio studio. So we got those put up on the board behind us. Nice big old poster tapestries. What are the canvas? 24 by 24 canvas, I guess they are. And you can see all the different, let me move it again one more time. You can see all the different other podcasts that are recorded right here in the Prophet Radio studio. So I hope you're doing all right. We're doing okay. We've moved some stuff around. We must have disturbed something around here. You know, those little gnats, those little barn fly type things, somewhere they're living and I can't find out where they are. And I'm looking around, and now and then one will fly by. So as you're watching me in the video, you'll see my hand go up and down and go, get out of here. The thing is, they get so close to my face. Maybe they're attracted to me. That's what it is. But sometimes I'll be, I'll be in the middle of a sentence, and all of a sudden I'll go, take a deep breath and one right down the back of my throat, and you'll hear me gag. You've heard me do it before on the many years that we've been doing this podcast. So one of the things that we're trying to do and improve on the podcast is, get the YouTube numbers up. And I hope you guys can go over there and appreciate all the hard work and effort that we've been doing here at Deacon Live. In the studio, Prophet Radio has done a great job of remodeling the studio and everything, so it looks a little bit more professional. We're in the process of getting better cameras. We have got great lighting now. One of the things that I found going through my father-in-law's stuff, Teacher Man, as you guys might remember, back in 2018, he was on the program for a while, actually for almost a year and a half, and unfortunately he passed away. And so, in the process of, divvying up his estate and going through everything, my wife and I were going through some boxes the other day, and just kind of going through, because we've got her family members that are coming up here for not necessarily Thanksgiving, but close to Thanksgiving. And so we wanted to clean out this bedroom that was like a catch-all type thing. So we're going through like all these boxes that we just kind of go, okay, these are all his personal items. Let's just throw them in here. Eventually we'll go through and find out what's going on. So in the process of doing that, and, throwing away all these, we don't need car insurance papers anymore. We don't need house mortgage and lease papers from him anymore. But he's got a whole bunch of other stuff. He's collected a bunch of stuff over the years. And when I say collected, not collectible, but just collected a bunch of stuff. One of the things that I found, hold on, I'm going to grab this real quick, is this camera right here. This is a Nikon Coolpix L820. Yeah. I don't know how much it was worth or how much he paid for it, but this is a very, very expensive camera. It's a fucking Nikon. Hold on. It's a freaking Nikon, man. Hold on, let me spin this around. Label to the camera. Well, let me do label to the camera. No. Poor design on that part. So there you go. Label to the camera. It's a Nikon. It is a digital camera. It's a very nice, and you can always tell. I had a good friend of mine many years ago. He says, a electrical thing, a technology thing is expensive because of how heavy it is. You know what I mean? Like if you get like a generic GoPro, they weigh what you can do like this with them, and they're very, lightweight. And they say, oh, we're just like GoPro. But if you ever grab a GoPro camera, which is what, like 2.5 inches, 2 inches by 1.5 inches, that thing's fucking heavy, man. It's like holding a river rock in your hand. This is the same thing. This thing probably weighs, ounce-wise, I don't know, 16 ounces, 17 ounces. What's a pound? I don't know. I don't have a scale around here. Luigi, where's my scale? I'm using it. See? So here you go. But I need an adapter for it. So living out here, and we broadcast from the town of Marshville, which is about 30, 45 minutes, depending on which way you drive outside of Charlotte, North Carolina. And we don't have a whole lot of things out here in our area. We live on 22 some odd acres, population 2,500. I've said it a million times. And we have to drive into the next big town, which is Monroe. Now, we, fancy us, we just got a Best Buy here in Monroe. Now, when I say Best Buy, don't go, ooh, Best Buy. No. Hold on one sec. It's like an 8,000 square foot. It's in a deserted mall, strip mall. Let's put it this way. They put a Best Buy in next to one of those Spirit Halloween stores. Now, granted, Best Buy was there a little bit prior to that, but now, what's next door is a Spirit Halloween store. So you know what's going on in the landscape of this strip mall that we have here in Monroe. And we don't have a whole lot of stuff here in Monroe, but we appreciate everything that the beautiful town of Monroe can give us. So I said, well, I'll go over there and let's see what's going on. So I park, I walk up to the doors. It's two just single, or two double open doors, right? Remember when you used to walk in the Best Buy, the things used to go, shoo, you'd walk through and then you walk into like a little vestibule and then shoo, they'd another set of doors and you'd walk in there and you'd have music playing and everything was jamming and all this stuff. So I walk in and it says automatic doors. It's got the little yellow circle on it with the black line that says, careful, be careful, automatic door. So I walk up to the doors and nothing happens. Oh, I physically got to pull them open? All right. So I pull the thing open and, I'm surprised it didn't slam behind me in the glass break. That's how this place is. And I walk in and there's a security guy at the front. When I say security guy, even the Best Buys from, 10 years ago had that little security guy. He wore a yellow shirt. He was always in some kind of police training. That's his background. This is part of my police training, to be security and blah, 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 blah. I walk in, this guy's standing at the table. He might be in, I don't know. Let's put it this way. If I was to ever meet Kevin Hart, this is the size of what I thought or would think that Kevin Hart would be. 5'4", maybe 115 pounds, maybe 116 pounds. He's got a little swole to him, but he's only like 5'4", 5'5". And he's got the Best Buy shirt on, and his name's Jalen, Jaleean, something like that. How you doing, sir? How can I help you? And I go, and I got the camera in my hand. I go, well, I'm looking for. I'm trying to use this as a new web camera because I want the Nikon lens to give you guys for the DeaconLive a better picture. And I open up the side. I go, see that right there? That's a mini or micro HDMI port. And I show it to him, and he goes, oh, HDMI? Nobody uses those anymore. I'm like, what are you talking about? What do you mean nobody uses HDMI anymore? He's like, oh, and he's at all the stores now, all the employees got a smartphone, the store smartphone or maybe their phone, and they just got the whatever app they work for whatever company, and he hits it. And he's like, what is it called again? I said, it's an HDMI. It's either a micro or mini. I don't know. I said, but I need it to go from micro to mini to USB, like regular USB. And he's scrolling through and I got my phone here. He's scrolling through and he goes, No, we don't carry that. Not here in the store. He goes, oh, is it that? And he holds it up to me, and I go, no, that's the wrong port, wrong size, whatever. Oh, what's this data support? Is it that? No, it's not. It literally says on the side of the camera, and I'll show you right here, it says HDMI. And if you look at the HDMI port, and I'm going to turn this for all my techie geeks out there, that, I think it's the top one. No, it's the bottom one. The bottom one is the port that I need, all right? Top one's for data. Bottom one is for video transfer. So I'm trying to use this as a web camera. Well, we don't have that. We might have to order. I said, well, and I'm looking at this place, and all it is TVs, tablets, phones, these phones, that phone. There's nobody in this joint. There's nothing but, and there's no music playing. There's no stereo. There's no there's nothing in this place other than TVs, tablets, and cell phones. They've turned into like an Android type, the answer to the Apple store or the Android store. I said, well, where's your cables at? Well, they're right over here, but I don't think you're going to find it. All right, Mr. Negative Nancy, let's just look. And I'm looking at all the cables, and I'm looking, and they got a section. If you ever done retail before, they have a 4-foot bay on peg hooks. And I'm looking at them, and I'm like going, and everything's in boxes. Well, and they got the security tags on it because they, that part of town, Monroe, as much as Monroe is a growing community, it's also kind of shitty at sometimes. So I'm sitting there and I'm looking at anything. Well, here's an HDMI. I said, yes, but it has to say mini or micro on it. I don't know which one it is. It's the smaller version. No, I don't. And he's looking, we're going to have to order that. And he looks at me, he's like, sir, we normally have to order stuff. He's basically looking at me like going, sir, nobody comes in this store. You're the first one we've seen in like 3 weeks. Can't you just order it from home and leave us alone here at Best Buy, this little kiosk outlet that we are here in Monroe, North Carolina? And I'm like, all right. Obviously, you don't have the cord, the HDMI cord. I said, can you help me up with a power cord? Oh, yeah. Now his eyes are light up. Oh, yeah. What kind of power cord do you need? And I flip the camera over, same camera. And I go, I need that port. Camera, he looks at me, he's like, oh, shit. I thought I was going to be able to do something today. No, that looks kind of specialty. You might have to get with Nikon to get the DC port. I said, yeah, because I don't want to use the batteries. Well, here's a something, and I'm like going, dude, no, it's not the same. And not to make a long story long, but the port, and I'll show you this on the camera too, the port for the Nikon camera looks like I don't know. It's like the letter H. It's the only way I can describe it. So I don't have to use the batteries. It takes 4 AA batteries, but how long is that going to last? He goes, well, yeah, you might want to go over to Walmart. I said, okay, because Walmart's about half a mile up the road. I said, well, I was going to go there anyways, but I figured since you're Best Buy, you would have this. He's like, no, we were, he's like literally going, no, sir, we're pathetic. Can you just take me out back and shoot me? We were in the middle of staring at the walls and you walked in and, we just messed up our whole day. And I go, all right, sir. All right, Jalen. I appreciate your help. Not really, but, thank you. And as I'm walking out the store, like one of the managers, female manager, walks up to the door to see me out. Like I'm going to do something crazy. Now, granted, when I go out, I don't dress to the nines, but I had tennis shoes on. I had socks. There's an indication that I have some kind of laundry habit at home. And then I had my regular cargo shorts on, and I had what I'm wearing here, actually. What I'm wearing here in the studio is what I had on. Now, granted, I haven't shaved yet, but I only had like a 3-day scruff on top of my goatee. Thank you, sir. Have a nice day. As she's walking out. And I'm like, I'm walking across the parking lot. I think, might have been just me. I think I heard them lock the doors as I walked out. I don't know. Do I look threatening to you? Oh, Jesus. Well, when we come back, I'm going to dive into what happened when I went to Walmart. And then we'll get into the the bulk of the show, the reason why you listen to Deacon Live is for all the new stuff and everything that you missed on your social media feeds and what people are going to be talking about here in the next 7 days or so. So stick around. You listen to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. We'd love to hear from you, and the way you can be part of the show, you can be podcast famous, is what you have to do is you have to go over to Prophet Radio, Prophet Radio. At the bottom of the page says Be Heard. Click on that little microphone. Opens up a little screen on whatever device you're listening to us on. You can be anonymous if you want. If you want to ask us anything or tell us to talk about something, that's fine. If you want to show us anything, tell us anything, you can do it all right there. Speak right into your device. And it comes right to our inbox, and we'll play it on the very next podcast as well. We have over 8 years of shows, coming up on 9 years, actually. After I think around March, forget when we started. March, 10 years ago, 2014. So you can check out all the past shows and stuff and the evolution and all the different people that we've had here on the show. Great shows. It has evolved over time, so hopefully you guys will listen to those and appreciate the journey that we have had to take to get to this point. Now, a journey that some people have. My wife and I went to Yellowstone National Park. That was a big trip for us because we flew into Wyoming and rented a car and drove through the mountains and did the whole mountain things, and it was really, really cool, really, really neat. It was very exciting. We learned a lot, saw a lot, had a great time, especially just my wife and I. Now, unfortunately, a woman who posed as a stranded motorist and killed a college student in a robbery pleads guilty this past week. So a woman lured a couple of college students into a robbery in Alabama, posing as a stranded driver, and then shot one of them during the gunfight, pleaded guilty to murder this past Wednesday. Yasmin Hider, Hider, 21, killed Adam Simg, S-I-M-G, or J-E-E, 22, in a robbery in the Talladega National Forest in August of 2022. Hinder was pretending to be stranded as a motorist when she needed... Hinder, I'm going to get these words. A lot of them are big. I've been doing a lot of stuff today, so bear with me. Hinder had pretended to be a stranded motorist who needed a jump start when Sami and his girlfriend stopped to help. Hinder pulled out a gun and ordered them into the woods. Simji pulled out his own handgun in self-defense and shot Hinder, but Hinder fatally shot him. Hider faces up to life in prison when she is sentenced on January 4th at the U.S. Attorney's Office in North District of Alabama. She pled guilty to the murder, kidnapping, and robbery this past Wednesday. Now, here's what happened. Hider told the investigators she lived in the woods, according to the statements of fact during the plea agreement. She was shot 4 times in exchange of gunfire. The prosecutor said that they found her up against a tree with 3 gunshots to the abdomen and 1 in the leg. So what actually broke down was she was sitting on the side of the road saying, help me, help me, help me. And she pulled out a gun and said, hey, look, give me all your wallets, give me all your money and stuff. And as soon as they gave her the money and the wallets and stuff, she turned around and started heading back into the woods. And the Simji pulled out his own gun that he had on him and started firing at her. She turned around and landing 4 shots. She turned around, fired at him, and he ended up dying. The couple, Simji and his girlfriend, were on a hiking trip driving through the Talladega National Forest looking for waterfalls when the deadly encounter occurred. So look, you're not safe anywhere. You have to be careful out there. You know, my wife and I, like I said, we went to the Yellowstone National Park, and before I knew about all the bison attacks and stuff like that, no, they're friendly. There's a video of me, I don't know where it's at. I've got it on one of my memory cards or something. The bison were laying on the side of the road, just laying there. And I go, babe, go get close to the bison, take a picture. She's like, no. She literally was like, oh, no, they're going to run and they're laying down. How fast can they get up and run at you? And then I think 2 weeks later, we saw on the news, couple gets gored by a bison. So maybe it's a good thing. I don't know. We were young and stupid and just trying to get the best picture for TikTok, or TikTok wasn't around back then, but for Instagram. But yeah, this young lady pretended to be stranded on the side of the road, ended up shooting and killing in a plea agreement or something. She's going to jail. Sentencing will be January 4th. Now, in another lawsuit, the $500,000 reward that Lady Gaga was handing out, the judge says that she does not have to pay it to the lady who returned the bulldogs. Now, I don't know if you remember this story a while back. Lady Gaga had 2 French bulldogs, and as her dog walker was walking the dogs, 2 guys came up and said, give me those French bulldogs. And he's like, no. And he got shot, and they took the French bulldogs. Well, they didn't know it was Lady Gaga's bulldogs. And then they were like, holy shit, these are Lady Gaga's bulldogs. The dog walker survived, and he was trying to sue like Lady Gaga, and that fell short. But then this lady came up in Los Angeles Superior Court. A judge ruled on a Monday that the singer, whose real name is Stefani Germanata, something like that, does not have to pay Jennifer McBride, because Jennifer McBride's the one who turned the dogs in. She does not have to pay Jennifer McBride the $500,000 reward offered for the safe return of her French bulldogs. The judge, Holly Fugie, Fugie, said because McBride pleaded no contest and knowingly receiving stolen property in the connection of the crime, she was not, quote unquote, entitled to therefore benefit for the wrongdoing, seeking to enforce the contract. Although McBride alleges her motivation was to protect the bulldogs and also collect the $500,000, this alleged motivation does not negate her from the guilty charge, because she had admitted receiving the bulldogs with knowledge that they were stolen property. If anything, the First Amendment complaint. The first amended complaint makes it even clearer that she did not originally comply or complain with McBride unclean. What? I don't know. If anything, it makes it even clearer than did the original complaint that McBride had unclean hands that prevented from the profiting from her actions. The judge also ruled that McBride could not submit any revision of the complaint, effectively closing the case according to the court documents. And so this all happened in February of 2021 when Lady Gaga's dog walker, Ryan Fisher, was shot and her pups were stolen and on the streets of Hollywood. So McBride cannot say, hey, look, I brought you the dogs back. I brought them back. Here they are. I know my boyfriend and his stupid friend got all hopped up on meth and stole your dogs. I'm sorry. Here's your dogs. I'm sorry. Did you know where they're sold? Oh, yeah, my boyfriend did. Yeah. He did it. Well, you're part of the thing. We're going to fine you. You're not allowed to have the $500,000, and case closed. So there you go. Welcome back to Deacon Live. You want something for free? Well, we would love to give you something for free, but what you got to do for me is go over to Prophet Radio, PROPHET radio.com. At the bottom of the page, actually at the top of the page, is a little section that says free swag, a little drop down menu. You can see all the different podcasts that Prophet Radio is proud sponsors of, and we will send you out a prize pack from each one of those. You can pick out whatever one you want. Now I'm going to move the camera here so you can see all the ones that we have. So there you go. There's all the new things in our new studio. You can see everything, and there's still a lot more to come, a lot more video footage and all that stuff. Hopefully you can get this Nikon camera to work, and we'll have a lot more different angles of everything that's going on, because it's not just what's behind me. It's also a lot of stuff that's in front of me. There's a lot of things going on over there. So hopefully we can get all that up and running and make your video podcast experience more enjoyable. Now, What was not enjoyable is after I left Best Buy trying to get the stupid cable that, oh no, we don't carry cables. Nobody carries cables anymore. Who carries cables? Go down to Walmart after I left Best Buy. I said, all right, Jalene, I forget what I call it. So I go down to Walmart and I'm like going, I know they've got, what's the off, actually I have it right here. The off brand that they always have is called ONN dot something, whatever. It's probably like Oriental, Network, something that it's got probably 10 pounds of lead in it. So this is what I bought. This is the thing that I bought. If you're watching this on the YouTube channel, and what that does is it connects into the camera and it has a HDMI cord and it goes down to my computer. Unfortunately, my computer, and move my phone out of the way so no one steals my information. The phone or the computer that I have is probably just as old as the podcast. So it only has one HDMI port in the back, but it's got like 16 USB ports, which is fine. There's 4 on top. There's like 8 on the back and 10 on the side and something like that. But it's only got one HDMI. And I've upgraded the video card. I know. All you techies out there have done that. So I walk into Walmart, and out of all the departments, you don't care if this person's a professional or not. You can go to the deli department, just cut my meat. You can go into the bakery department, I guess, for the lack of a better term. Just, bake a cake for me or order my cake and I'll get it later. I'll come pick it up later type deal. But unfortunately, or fortunately, however you want to look at it, in the electronics department, you need to have someone that's got a little bit more sense. And those guys usually stick around. You know what I mean? Now, granted, the mechanics department, if your Walmart's got a auto shop, yes, you want those guys sticking around too as well. But as far as like the electronics department, that's the next department you want everyone to kind of stick around. So I go into the electronics department, and there's one guy that I've dealt with maybe half a dozen times over the last 5 years, and he's always there. I walk in, he's not there. I'm like, oh God, I'm going to get some flunky. And I'm sitting there, and there's one guy by himself, and there's like 4 or 5 people waiting for him. And of course they get pissed off, and I'm not waiting for this guy, and walks off or does whatever he has to do. I'm sitting there waiting. I've got this in my hand. I've got this adapter in my hand, but I just want to say, hey, look, is there another version that I can do? And I look at the guy, and I hate to say this, but if you have tattoos on your face and on your neck, I'm going to look at you a little bit different than I would a guy that's got like big, Coke bottle glasses and his hair's all greasy and stuff, working in the tech department. Now, anywhere else, you judge, pull the character out and put him in another place. Yes, I want that guy. When I walk into this area, I want a guy to look like that, This guy, his name was Nelson. And I walk into the electronics section of Walmart, and I find the thing that I need, and I look at him, and I go, hey, man, I said, when you got a sec, I just have a question for you. And the electronics section at our Walmart, you can't leave if you've got like a high dollar item. Technically, they won't let you leave the electronics department because they're afraid you're going to run out the front door. It happens all over the place. It's happening in San Francisco. It's happening in, Portland? It's happening in Seattle. So, we don't need that to replicate over here in Monroe, North Carolina. I don't mind paying for that. So I say to the guy, and I look at him, and he's got a scar gash on his brow. Now he's a black gentleman, and he's got tattoos on the side of his head, like here, to cover up the scars or whatever that he's got. I don't know the story. He's got like a cross, like a homemade looking cross where you do the needle with the thread and you dip it in the India ink and you kind of just dot yourself and make your own tattoos on your face. He's got a couple tattoos on his neck, and he's got some tattoos on his arms. And I said, hey, man, I'm looking for this, but with a certain different style. He's like, yeah, did you check over there where all the cables are? And I'm like, okay. Yes, I did. He's like, come on, man, let's go look at them. I'm like, oh, all right. So he's interested in my problem. We walk over there. He's like, all right, so what do you got going on? I said, here's my camera. I didn't have my camera. I'm like, this is the deal. I need this port on this and to do that. And he's looking at, he's reading and looking at every package. He's like, hold on, man. Let's walk back over here. We got some other stuff over here. Walk, 2 sections over. He's like, oh, man. He's like, oh, what if you were to do this and mount it up with this? I said, yeah, that'll work, but I need this part. And we were going back and forth for maybe what seemed like 15 minutes. It was probably 4 or 5 minutes. And then, of course, the people waiting for him, can you send someone over to help me? And he's like, ma'am, hold on one sec. Let me finish with this gentleman. I'll be right with you. And he kind of mumbled, God damn. And I'm like, oh, look, man, I can figure this out. You show me the 2 sections. If this is all you got, I'll deal with it, man. He's like, no, man. He said to me, manager said we're not allowed to just walk away from people. He's like, I want to make sure that I help you to the best of my ability. I'm here to help you, man. He's like, if they gotta wait, they gotta wait. I'm helping you, and then I'm gonna turn around and help her. Someone else is gonna yell at me because I'm helping her. He goes, I said, man. I put my arm on his shoulder. I said, are you the only one here today? He goes, yeah, I'm just filling in. Everyone went to lunch. He's like, normally I don't work this shift. And he's, doing the triple OG type thing. He's talking to me. He's like, but he's like, man, maybe this will work. And he's like looking at the thing. And he's like, man, I don't know. I said, look, I got some stuff at the house. I can probably like Frankenstein it together. He goes, all right, then. He goes, maybe you can find something on Amazon. I said, yeah, but I need it today type deal. But he's like, yeah, man, I know the feeling. You need it right now and stuff. And Amazon, of course, And he's like, all right, man. I said, well, good luck today. I hope you don't get stressed out. He's like, no, man, I don't stress about anything. And he walked off. He was like all about helping me. And I was so, I don't want to say proud, man. I was happy that, I didn't walk away with a sour taste in my mouth. Walked into Best Buy, this punk ass, I'm going to call him a punk ass. This punk ass kid didn't want to help me. He was just looking on his phone. No, we ain't got it. See you later. All right, Kevin Hart, see you later. And then I go to Walmart. I got triple OG helping me, and he's walking me up and down the aisles. He's trying to check out and trying to understand my problem, and he did everything that he could in his power to help me. And I was like, man, I just felt good, man. I just felt good that, the cover on the book was not what was inside. Does that make sense? So I got home, plugged the camera up. I didn't have the right parts. Shit. My wife had to order me some parts, but still, I felt better knowing that I've exhausted all my options here locally in this shit town of Monroe, North Carolina, with half a fucking Best Buy on our doorsteps. Now, these people right here is how do I segue into this? You ever want to take a hammer and smash your face in? Do you ever want to take a hammer and smash someone else's face in? Don't do that. We don't recommend that. But welcome to another TikTok myth of the week. This one I wish we could truly say that we're making up, but we're not. We're talking about bone smashing. So what is bone smashing? Bone smashing is supposedly to make your bones on your face bigger or thicker in areas where you smash them. People who are interested in bone smashing will tap their face with a hammer or with their knuckles in places where they want more bone structure, often in their cheekbones and their jawline. I know. This is where we're at. The idea of doing this for facial beautification seems to have sprung up from the imagination of mewing. Now, if you don't know what mewing is, it's where you just basically just do the word mew, mew, mew to create more, we talked about this probably a year and a half ago, where you create these muscles in your face to make your lips and your jawline a little, or your lips and your cheekbones a little prettier. So does bone smashing actually work? There's absolutely no evidence that says that you can't get a chiseled jaw and cheekbones by hitting your face with a hammer. The general idea is the bones will grow in response to the stress, but the details of how this triggers and how bones grow as a result are more complicated than you can sum it up in just one single TikTok digestible sentence. Advocates believe in bone smashing sometimes points to athletes or boxers that believe they have undergone the effects of the Wolff's Law, which is the law that describes the general area of bone growth depending on stress. So what does happen to your face when you tap it repeatedly with a hard object? You probably won't get any aesthetically pleasing bone growth, but you may get a little bit of swelling, bruising, and as the soft tissue in your face reacts to being hit with a hammer, there are videos out there with influencers who say that bone smashing shows bruises and swollen cheekbones. That way, that's one way to make parts of your face bigger, I guess. In theory, results, it could even be worse. You could break your bone, give yourself a concussion. You can also injure yourself. Miss the bone that you're trying to aiming at. For example, you can hit your teeth or your eyes. People are saying, people that are into bone smashing often emphasize doing it gently and safely. I can't comment as far as doing the thing. I mean, there was a while there. I mean, you talk about bone smashing and stuff with a hammer. People were injecting their penises and stuff with silicone, like caulking. They would inject their penises, and it just looked like a big old, I don't know, big old floppy donkey silicone penis. But I digress. So where did it come from? You know, they say, you know, watching boxers and stuff, and after their face heals, the structure of their face looks a little bit different. They also do a lot of steroids. Don't forget that, and that'll change your features as well as far as bone crushing. All right, guys, when we come back, stick around because we're going to talk about where to watch Charlie Brown, The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown for free. But is it really, and is it worth it? We'll dive into that here when we come back. Stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. You want something for free? Well, we will give you something for free, but you got to do something for me. You have to go over to Prophet Radio, proud sponsor of Deacon Live and all the other podcasts that are broadcast out of this studio. Go to Prophet Radio, PROPHET radio.com, and you can see all the different prize packs and stuff like that, and pick out one you want, and we'll send it out to you just for being a part of the show, just to say thank you for listening to our podcast and all the different podcasts that are here on this channel as well. And if you'd like to be heard, we'd love to hear from you. At the bottom of the page says be heard. You can be podcast famous. Speak right into that little microphone that opens up on your device. You can be anonymous if you want. You can tell us what to talk about, what you want to hear, what you'd like to see, or if you have any questions for any of the podcasts that happen here on Prophet Radio, you can do that there as well. Also, you know, I keep forgetting to share this with you guys. When you go over to, I think it's Free Swag, it says something like share with us. If you have pictures and stuff about anything that we've talked about, put the podcast and the episode that you were referring back to and put the picture on there. So, like, I think in a couple podcasts, we talked about, like, eating some kind of making dinner or something like that. If you've made that dinner, take a picture of that and we'll post it on there. We'll also put it on the Facebook page, all our social media pages as well. And you can be part of us by doing that as well. Now, it's October, and one of the things that still sticks around since God knows what year, 1916, I think Charlie Brown came out. I'm kidding about that. But It's a Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, is out there, and I think it was played on like ABS. I'm thinking programs, ABC or one of those channels, and it was always like the week before Halloween, and it's this whole, you know, the Peanuts gang, and they're going out there, and it's Great Pumpkin, and it's a whole party and stuff like that, and then the rights were bought up by Apple TV, and they said, no, we're not gonna give it to anyone. And then they, everyone got mad. Oh, we can't see it. It's a Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown. We can't see the Thanksgiving Charlie Brown. And then Apple, big push on Apple. Those tyrants over there said, you know what? All right, we will. We'll put this on Apple Plus, on our Apple platform, on Apple Plus TV. But here's the catcher, though. Since, back in 2020, they started doing this, but this year, this is what they're going to do. Apple has made It's a Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown to watch for free on Apple Plus. Now, Apple Plus has just recently came out in the last maybe 2-3 years, and it's trying to compete with like HBO Max or whatever it's fucking called now, Netflix, Hulu, and all those other live streaming thing. And they said, you know what? Hey, look, if you download the Apple TV app, whether you have an Apple TV or not, you can watch. It's a Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown free to everybody from October 21st to October 22nd. And that's it. Now, even though it's free, if you have the Apple Plus service, which means, the TV app or the iPhone or anything like that, online TV.apple.com, you can watch all this stuff for free. In case of viewers, here's where they get you. In order to watch it for free, you have to create an Apple ID. And then later on, Apple TV is offered for free when the users buy a qualifying device such as an iPhone or something like that. But it comes with a 7-day trial, which costs after that $4.99 per month. So are they really getting you in to watch, the Great Pumpkin? Oh my God, Apple's doing such a great thing. The Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown is free on Apple Plus. Well, how do you get there? Well, first of all, you need to create an Apple ID. Okay, I can do that. Why is it asking for a credit card? Well, they just need to make sure that if there's any damage or anything to the room that they can charge your credit card for that. All right, that doesn't make any sense. All right, so Apple, and then if you don't cancel this within 7 days, do you mind if we charge you $4.99 and then you can have all the stuff? No, I'll cancel it within 7 days. Yeah. Sure you will. Okay, no problem. Go ahead and fill this out. Agreed. Click, all that stuff. And then that's what's going on. So yeah, Apple TV is saying, yes, yeah, we'll give you Charlie Brown for free, but there's a carrot on the end of that stick. And then when you grab the carrot, we're going to hit you with the stick. And then there you go. So you get hooked into Apple Plus. I know there's a lot of things on Apple Plus TV that are really, really good. I'm hearing a lot of good stuff about the content on Apple Plus. I don't have an Apple Plus TV. I've got a regular, I forget what it is. I really don't know what it is. I just know it's 103 some odd inch. I got HDR that switches in between the game and stuff. It's fine. It's fine. But there's actual like Apple Plus TVs. But I guess, do you need a regular TV to, I guess, download the app? It doesn't matter, I guess. I don't know. I'm still trying to get a cord for this goddamn camera. I'm not worried about goddamn Apple Plus TV. Now, someone out there that's worried about what they see on TV is the consumers from Wendy's and McDonald's. They're complaining that the hamburgers and stuff that you've seen the videos, the commercials where they drop the bottom bun and they drop the hamburger right behind the bottom bun and the lettuce and stuff, and everything comes together and it bounces right there in front of the camera in slow motion. You're like, oh my God, that looks so good. But then when you go pick it up, like half the shit's sliding off the side and nothing's sitting on the thing just right, and the bun's off, and the pickle's like on top of the bun for I don't know how that got there, and cheese and the bacon and everything's just smeared around. And so a lot of people have stood up and said, we're tired of this. We're tired of having all these hamburgers that show on live TV, on the commercials and stuff, are pristine, perfect. Thank you, Paris Hilton, for eating that Carl's Jr. hamburger on top of my dad's car, with washing the water and stuff like that. No, it doesn't look like that. So people are complaining about that. Now, one thing that the hamburger commercials do, you might not know this, they actually do use, if it says a 1/4 pound of beef, they will cook that beef, but not to the full temperature, because if they cook it all the way, the meat shrinks. You don't want this little, I don't need a short ticket, man, in the center of this, whatever advertisement that you got going on. And you're like, someone should do something about this. Well, now the courts have decided that, yes, someone did do something about it. And this is the result. Wendy's and McDonald's have emerged victorious from a lawsuit that accuses the fast food restaurants of false advertisement. The federal judge dismissed a lawsuit brought against the two companies, accusing them of selling smaller burgers than advertised. The alleged food did not look appetizing in person as pictured on their websites. The plaintiff's complaint. Sorry, words are hard sometimes. The complaint of the 2022 lawsuit accuses Wendy's and McDonald's of using undercooked patties in their ads. And the company adds it because, like I said, the fully cooked hamburgers tend to shrink and look less appetizing. And the company's ads harm the customers because they are receiving food that is much lower in value than what is being promised. A U.S. District Judge, Hector Gonzalez, ruled that Wendy's and McDonald's food images are no different than other companies' ad campaigns. The use of visual appealing images to foster a positive associations with their products is common amongst practices. He also said that disclaimer listed on the chain's websites were prominent and gave objective information about the weight and the caloric intake of those meals. McDonald's and Wendy's didn't immediately return CNN's request for comment after this hearing or the sentence was handed down, or the decision was handed down. So many fast food chains, including Burger King, Arby's, Taco Bell, have all been targets lately of lawsuits that allege they're misrepresenting food in the market. Explosion have been largely driven by the efforts of a handful of lawyers arguing that the food ads appear to be more bountiful than what the customer actually gets. One complaint was, we saw a record number of food litigations lawsuits filed between 2020 and 2023. Like during the pandemic. Hey, I'm really getting this? Yes, you are. Tough shit. When's the last time you made a meal at home? Go cook it yourself if you don't like it. With hundreds of new suits every year. Food litigation is the fastest growing area of law is what's happening right now. So let me tell you something. When I see, for example, here's a prime example. You get a car, Ford, Chevy, whatever it is, they show that truck. And then at the bottom of the screen, you can get that truck if you want. It says options and availability may be variable, depending on the area that you're going into. I don't ever expect to get that truck, the truck that's on the screen, right? Here's another example. Women's stuff, bras, underwear, all that stuff. They show these models. There's a new one out there. I forget what it's called. Where, oh God, my wife's going to kill me. We just saw it the other day where it's no wire bra, no wire panties that are this and bras that are this. And it's got a landscape of different body types that are wearing these outfits. And you look at them, you're like going, well, that should fit me the same way it fits her. No, sometimes we're not all designed the same. We're not all the same thing. The trucks aren't built all the same. The cars aren't built all the same. The underwear isn't built all the same. You have to adapt it to whatever you got. So don't have high expectation. I want what's on TV. And if that's your attitude and that's the way you look at life, you are going to be highly disappointed later on as the progression of this earth spins around this glowing ball of the sun. Now, something that's disappointing people right now is Walmart. Here we go, back to Walmart, my favorite place, because it's one of those town killers. It's the only place to go to get everything you need in our little town just outside of Marshville, North Carolina. I think we got a country song there. We do Richmond, north of Richmond. I think we something about Monroe or something like that in there as well. A grocery shopper on Reddit slams Walmart, saying that they are pissed off about the new packaging that's coming out right now. Now, for those of you who don't know, Walmart is one of the largest retailer distributors of everything that we get, whether it be food, whether it be electronics, for the fucking cable for this camera, clothing, all that stuff. And the way Walmart got to this point, a little secret for you. So let's say you're Tom broom maker, right? And you sell your brooms. I'm talking like the straw brooms, corn brooms, corn brooms. And you sweep. Hey, I make a really good corn broom. And they say, well, how much you sell them for? Well, I sell them for $22. Well, how many do you sell per month? I probably sell about 5. All right. Well, how much does it cost you to make it? Well, it costs me about $18, $19, and I make $3 profit on the corn broom. Walmart will come up to you and go, look, we will buy 1,000 from you and guarantee you sales of, let's say, $2,000 a month, but we're going to sell them at $15. Well, I can't make them for that. Well, you can either make them from that or we're going to buy them from somewhere else. So you have to turn around and figure out how to make your corn brooms not cost $18 to make and sell them for $22. That's what they do. They bully these companies to make something, quality-wise down to a cheaper level so they can sell it. I tell you that to tell you this. They're also buying a huge fleet. I don't know if you know this or not. Walmart right now is investing in a huge fleet of electronic trucks. I'm talking the semi-trucks, the actual trucks that deliver stuff to your house. Now, because they can, move so much mass product across the globe at any given point, they need to save money on their end. So what's happening is they're telling their manufacturers to, hey, let's lose some of the packaging to lighten these trucks up. So what do? You ever picked up a stack of cardboard boxes and tried to lift them up and put them somewhere? Yeah, they're kind of heavy. You take a whole bunch of plastic bags. You can take a whole bunch of plastic bags, ball them up, stick them in one plastic bag, and walk down the street with it, no problem. That's what's happening. Walmart is slowly swapping out cardboard packaging for plastic packaging, and it's starting with their pasta. Switching from the cardboard single-use plastic, switching from the cardboard to single-use plastic may make packaging lighter, but it's still not ideal for the planet for a few reasons. First of all, cardboard boxes are fully recyclable, and most municipalities process cardboard boxes in their recycling programs. Recycling cardboard is often made from post-consumer products and is highly recyclable, about 70%. Second of all, Walmart recently announced a shift toward electric trucks, like I was telling you, and shipping the fully recyclable containers on this pollution-free truck. Hold on. So what they're trying to do is lighten the load of the trucks so that they can move more product. But now they're doing with plastic bags, but yet the trucks are electric. I mean, there's a whole, is it worth it? Hey, why are you turning all the bags to plastic? Well, we got trucks that run on electric that we don't have to worry about that. We're offsetting the footprint. So it's this vicious cycle that's going around. I mean, I don't know the actual numbers, the exact numbers of how that's going to be. So my question is, if they're going to take all this effort to, change out all their trucks to electric trucks, and then you can do the whole debatable thing, it takes so much more energy to, power these trucks and make the batteries and all that stuff. And then say, okay, well, we need to make the trucks lighter so we can get more crap in there. And then they use these single-serve plastic bags now for their pasta and not using the cardboard because they don't need to recycle the cardboard. Is it offsetting their footprint? Or, I mean, there's some kind of math there somewhere. And I know at my level of intelligence and what I deal with on a daily basis in our community, I'm not there. I'm sure they've got a room full of people. They probably don't. They probably got a monkey in there smacking his wiener around and going, should we do this? Should we do that? And I'm like, hey, whoa. Plastic bags it is. Load them up on the electric truck. Because it's probably saving the monkey's life for some reason. That's what he looks at it. But who knows? I mean, but is it the trade-off there? It's something to look forward to or to think about. To, like I said, what's the trade-off? So there you go. I digressed a little bit. All right, guys, when we come back, do you have a fire hydrant sitting out front of your house? Well, guess what? I can save you some money on that fire hydrant, and I'll tell you how that fire hydrant can be beneficial to you as well. So stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. You want to be heard? We'd love to hear from you, and the way you can do that is be part of the show. Be podcast famous. The way you do that is go to Prophet Radio, PROPHET Radio. At the bottom page says be heard. Click on that. Opens up a microphone on whatever device you're listening to us on or at. You can be anonymous, like I said. Speak right into it. You can tell us what you want to hear, what you want to talk about, what you want to ask us, or anything like that. You can say, happy birthday, Luigi, and hey, you get played right here on the podcast. It's that easy. While you're over there, get something for free over at Prophet Radio. Pick out whatever prize pack you want, and we'll send it right out to you. Just a way to say thank you as well. Make sure you like us on all your social media. You can see us on Facebook. You can see us on YouTube as well. You can see us live from the studio with all my new images and stuff in the background. Our new studio. Hold on, let me switch cameras. Make sure I got everything. Oh, move the microphone. So there you go. That's all the different podcasts that are broadcast out of this studio. So make sure you like and subscribe and listen to them as well, and support them as well while you're out there. If you're looking for a new podcast or anything to listen to, all of them have great benefits, and they're pretty exciting to listen to. I listen to them all the time. I have to. I'm part of them. I'm part of all of them. So you can have some fun out there, and you can see all the different sides of Deacon Live as well. Now, my wife and I have been thinking about moving. When I say moving, we have 22 some odd acres here. We bought it as a farm. This was going to be our forever home. And we've gotten horses and all the chickens and all the livestock and everything that's going on here. And the older we get, and the more that we work, the more that we work, the more that we realize how much work it is to take care of this property. The older we get, the more we're like going, God, I don't want to have to do this anymore. So we have taken some of the horses, and we have a couple of horses here. And when I say horses, I'm not talking about like they're just running around out there farting, shitting, and eating. No, these are show horses. So there is a schedule for eating. There's a schedule for training. There's a schedule for doctors, vets, x-rays, all this stuff. And actually, that's one of the podcasts that I deal with or am involved with, and that's Equine Dynamics with Mike Sign. If you want to know anything about horses and the biomechanics of a horse, we do a podcast every Monday, and season 7 starts here shortly. So make sure you get involved on that. We've been doing that podcast for about 2 years, and it's great. It's visual. It's a lot of information for anyone that loves horses, and that's Equine Dynamics with Mike Sign. Let me move so you can see the. There you go. It's the one in the middle. There you go. And you can see or hear about all the different trials and tribulations that we have here dealing with show horses. So, but my wife and I, we have a property. We have one property left in Florida, just outside of Daytona Beach. And we just put a new roof on it. And believe it or not, when you sell a house now in Florida, homeowners insurance will not insure you, insure the buyer unless the roof is less than 10 years old. Well, of course, unless you've bought a house in the last 5 years. I mean, all the houses down there, the roofs are older than 10 years. They're 15, 20 years old. Now, the house that we have down in Florida is, I think it's 22 years old. And luckily enough, we had a storm that came through in Florida, and we're in Volusia County. This house is in Volusia County, which is probably about 75 miles outside of the east coast of Florida. Hurricane came through, a little bit of damage, but we had some leaks in the house and our rental property. So thank God insurance took care of it. But in the process of that, we learned that selling my dad's house, when my mom passed away 2 years ago, that we had a hard time selling the house for like quote unquote full price. So it had to be a cash offer as is. So he could have probably gotten another $25,000 out of it, but still we didn't have to put $30,000 into a new roof to get another $25,000 out of it. So that's the path that we chose. The reason why I tell you that is because now this house that my wife and I have in Volusia County with renters in it, we just put a brand new roof on it. So now we're looking at it, rubbing our hands like, oh, here we go. We're going to sell this house and make a whole lot of money on it because the market's come back. And I said, okay, we can sell the house and make a whole lot of money on it. What do you want to do with this house? Well, we can move, or we can buy a condo or something like that. But the interest rates are starting to go higher. So we're like looking at it going, do we want to sell now at a buyer or a seller's market? And then after the election, it's now a buyer's market and the interest rates go back down. I don't know. That's her industry. I'm going to let her figure that out. But there is a lot of little detail stuff that you don't know when you have or buying a house. And this lady right here, I'm going to give her props. Her name is New Home Concierge over on TikTok. So if you want to check her out, go over to TikTok. And don't forget, DeaconLive also has their own TikTok channel. So make sure you like and subscribe, and you can see all the different stuff that we do over on TikTok as well. And so here we go. She only has 300 followers, which is fine. But this one video right here has over 200,000 views. And this is what she says. And I'm going to switch to camera 4 for the first time to make sure everything works all right. Hopefully the recording thing doesn't skip up or anything like that. So here's what she says. This is the tip of Tuesday. I guess she does a house tip every Tuesday. And this is what she has to say. Turn this up so everyone here can hear it. We can all be friends. Here we go. Play.
Home Tip Tuesday. Did you know if you have a fire hydrant on your property that you should be eligible for a lower monthly insurance on your homeowner's insurance? Home Tip Tuesday.
So I don't know if you heard that or not. She said if you have a fire hydrant on your property, you could have lower insurance stuff. So let me play it one more time just in case you missed it. So here we go.
Home Tip Tuesday. Did you know if you have a fire hydrant on your property that you should be eligible for a lower monthly insurance on your homeowner's insurance?
So there you go. That's a great tip to have, right? Fire. You don't think about that stuff. The stuff that's in your way all the time. Let's switch back. Camera run. One. There we go. You don't think about that stuff when you're applying for like homeowners insurance and stuff like that, because they ask you the basic questions. Just enough, whatever the law requires. But I know sometimes they'll go, do you have any rabid dogs in your neighborhood? And then you're like going, I don't know. I haven't moved in yet. But something like that, a fire hydrant next to your house or how close to your house, you get a discount on your homeowner. I don't know how much on your homeowner's insurance. I don't know how much you get, but still. Something that you did not know. Now, something that this lady did not know, and don't forget, for every podcast we do, we have a matching video. You can see all these videos in real time as we're talking about them over on YouTube. Make sure you like and subscribe over there on YouTube. Believe me, it's not a cash grab or anything like that. We're just trying to give you another avenue, another venue to watch all the social media stuff that we have going on here in the studio. So just make sure you like and subscribe. You don't have to share. You don't have to do anything stupid like that. Just hit subscribe. And then we don't bombard you with a whole bunch of stuff. We just want you, the writer's strike is, it's going to get a little desolate out there. So we want you guys to have something to watch in the meantime. You watch me right here. So here we go. This lady right here found out something that she did not expect. First of all, I'm going to claim bullshit on this. If you ladies out there, you have certain outfits that you wear, whether it be casual, relax, professional, whatever, that are revealing. My wife said to me the other day, she was going out for a horse lesson and stuff, and she's like, she had her outfit on, and she's like, this is a new outfit I bought. She's got her riding vest, or not riding vest, her riding undershirt on. It's like a dry wick, long sleeve thing, zips up in the middle, and she had a new under thing on. I think it was like a not a sports bra, but like kind of a protection bra. She's like, can you see this through my outfit? I look at her and I go, turn around. And I said, no, I don't see it at all. But ladies out there, you have to know that some of these outfits that you wear do show off some stuff. They're see-through. Emma, a mother who recently discovered a hard way that her leggings were transparent, more transparent than she thought. She wore them to sports day at her child's event and only realized the transparency issue when she got home. Now she's saying a humorous apology on TikTok. So here we go. I'm going to show this video. Let's get rid of her and then go here. So here's Emma's video of her apologizing about what she wore at her son's sporting event. Now, I don't know how old the son is. If he's like 5, 6 years old, yeah. All the moms and dads are looking at her like going, oh, yeah. But if the kid's like 17, 18 years old, maybe the ball players are looking at her ass. Emma wore a black tank top and matching leggings to drop her kids off at school for sports day. There you go. There's the answer to that. She didn't realize how transparent her leggings were, and inadvertently exposing her backside to everyone, feeling embarrassed, but also finding humor in the situation. Emma took to TikTok, of course, to apologize. In the video, she shows how transparent her leggings are and apologizes for the unintended exposure. The video has since gone viral and yada, yada, yada. So here we go. Let's see. Where's her video at? No. Where's the video at? Here's the video. So hold on. Hold on there, Emma. We're going to talk to you here in just one sec. So here's Emma's video. And don't forget, for podcasts we do, we have a matching video over on YouTube. Make sure you like and subscribe to... Like the video, subscribe to the channel. That's the way I should say it. Everyone else goes like and subscribe. And then you hear that and you're like going, what am I doing? Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Let's do that. And so here's the video. Here's her video. You ready? Here we go. Oh, let me blow this up a little bit so everyone can see it. I'm going to blow it up and fuck up everything. Here we go. Oh. Hold on.
And I just want to apologize to all the...
Oh, by the way, she dubbed in the voice. It's not her voice. It's the TikTok voice or something like that, and she's mimicking it. Here we go.
Mums, all the dads, and all the children for seeing my ass this morning.
Turns around. She's got tea back on.
How did I even go out like that?
One more time. Here we go.
I've had to show you this because I done the school run like this morning. And I just want to apologise to all the mums, all the dads, and all the children for seeing my ass this morning.
So she stands up, turns around. She's got a little tea back on.
How did I...
She's got a frog butt, by the way. You know what a frog butt is? You ever seen a frog stand straight up? That's what her butt looks like. So there you go.
even go out like that?
Oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. I'm so embarrassed that I went outside like that. Bullshit, girlfriend. you knew what you were wearing. You just didn't realize that everyone else was going to see it. All right, guys, on that note, hopefully I can fix this podcast. All right, guys, on that note, I'm going to let you get back to enjoying your day. Don't forget to follow us on all your social medias, and the way you do that is go to Prophet Radio, PROPHET Radio. Click on social contacts. You can see all the links that links us to you and you to us as well. And make sure you go over to YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and like all the podcasts or all the episodes that you watch. We'd appreciate that as well. It's not a money grab. I don't get any money for it. We're just giving you another avenue to enjoy the podcast that is DeaconLive. And if you want something for free, you can find that over there on Profit Radio as well. All right, guys, on that note, I'm going to let you get back to doing what you got to do. I'm going to let you get back to doing what you got to do. My name is the Deacon saying good night and good night. Now fixing stuff up. I'm going to figure out something. The pop-ups come up.
Wait. Come back.
Slows up.
This is the end. The absolute end.
Écoute-moi.
Right, guys, thanks. Take care. Bye. One more time. There you go. Oops. There you go. Thanks, guys. Take care.